This episode is the brush fruit. The brush fruit lets you bring art to life. It's kind of like the art fruit, except you just bring it to life. Like whatever it is, you make, and it tends to have the properties of whatever you make. If you make fire, it makes fire, and that fire can live on after death. You draw an animal, that creature acts like the said animal that you created. Now, granted, if you draw it poorly, it's going to be poor. It's going to look bad and may not act great, but it still functions. The big component of this power, though, is not just being able to draw, which honestly is based off your own power. You control ink, really. Like, that's the real crux of this power, is you produce ink that, when used to draw stuff, brings it to life, as well as, just controlling ink in general. Like a paramecia that's just producing things, very much like the wax fruit. I keep going back to the wax fruit because it's just such a basic idea of what a paramecia is. One of the coolest things, though, is that the ink can actually become so sharp you can bust through boats and wood and people and make, acid ink rain that would just kill anybody like hail would. Like the last fruit, this fruit also has two bigger weaknesses than some other devil fruits. One, with enough water, you can wash away the paint and it just becomes useless. Like you destroy whatever creations you're making, the ink just gets washed away, it's pointless. The other thing is that if you draw poorly, it is poor, as I mentioned earlier. The power of this fruit is heavily related to how good your artistic ability is in conjunction with using ink-based mediums. So for me, that's awful. I am an awful drawer. Y'all have not seen the art that I do, and it is not good. But somebody like, say, my art mama would be great at this. Yeah, it's just a fruit that's heavily reliant on your own abilities outside of the fruit. Very much so like a lot of other paramecia, but this one a little more so, I feel like.